Welcome back to another 5-minute GLP-1 update. My name is Shayna if you're new here, and I'm on a journey to lose 70 pounds using a GLP-1 medication, specifically Mounjaro, which is a Tirzepatide. I just finished up week 14 on a GLP-1, my 6th week on the 5 milligram of Mounjaro. If you'd like to hear how I did during my week 14, stick around because I'm going to be done in about 5 minutes. All right, let's jump right into it with symptoms. None again this week, and I'm very, very happy with that. I think that my body's just used to it. My body's used to the injections, and I guess my brain is used to the injections too, because I don't feel like I'm eating foods that would make me feel like I did in the first kind of week 2, 3 weeks or anything like that. So as of now, I haven't moved up a dose. I'm still on the 5 milligram. I've been here now for 6 weeks, and my body has no symptoms. So that's a win, right? No symptoms. Challenges that I found for myself this week. I take my shot on Monday, and I can tell you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I feel not hungry. Like I still don't feel like my hunger is completely suppressed. I can still eat. I don't feel overly full, but I feel not hungry on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday through Tuesday, I feel hunger. My stomach definitely is doing the little rumble. It is hungry. I do find myself eating a little bit more kind of Saturday through Tuesday, which is over the weekend. So I do have to really be cognizant of what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and where I'm choosing to go out to dinner or going out to eat, especially over the weekend if there's anything going on. I don't know if I felt like that on the 2.5 milligram. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at my notes to see kind of when I started feeling more hungry. But I do know that this week I've noticed that it's now been a pattern that even the day after I take my injection, I'm still pretty hungry. The medication for me doesn't really start to set in probably until like Tuesday night, Tuesday evening, and I feel fine on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't know if that's my body getting used to the 5 milligram and me not feeling full or suppressed, if that's the word, but I do feel hungry. So maybe that is a sign that I need to go up to the 7.5, but I don't know. So you guys let me know, what days are you most hungry? What days does your food noise come back in? Is it like only the 2 days before your next shot? Or do you still feel food noise the day of your shot or the day after, kind of like I do? Let me know what you guys feel, because for me, that was kind of a big challenge this week. A second challenge that I had this week, because of my weight gain last week, I was super scale happy this week. I was jumping on the scale in the morning, in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, multiple times at the end of the day. I was overdoing it on the jumping on the scale completely, which I know is not good for your mental health, because we know that our weight fluctuates depending on what we eat, how much water we're retaining, and it fluctuates on a day-to-day, hour-by-hour basis. So I was never getting a consistent reading, and that was okay, but I was so anxious to kind of see where I was going to fall and what was going to happen with my body this week. And I think that's because of the gain that I had last week. I don't believe that caused me any type of like mental duress or anything like that. I just noticed that I was always pulling the scale out and stepping on the scale. Whether I had clothes on or not, I was jumping on the scale to see what it said, which was a challenge because I don't think that's healthy. So that was a challenge for me this week. So wins for me this week. It's been a little bit warmer than it has been, so I was able to get outside and do my walks outside. You guys can see I'm sitting outside this week. It's nice and warm out here. I mean, it's 50, so it's pretty warm out here for where we live. I was able to get my walks in this week outside, which is always a blessing for me because, like you guys know, I love being outside. I was also able to kind of slow down and get some meditation and some stretching inside the house this week, which I desperately, for me, needed. I'm feeling really tight, and I don't know if that's because I'm adding in weights to my workout or I'm trying to be a little bit more rigorous with my runs, but I felt that like parts of my body were getting tight. Even my neck muscles up in here were kind of tight, so I really wanted to take some time this week just to kind of stretch out and relax my body, pull my muscles out, and make sure that I was taking care of every part. I don't want to just get strong and be tight. I also want to be flexible, so that's a very big part of my exercise routine, is to make sure that my brain is relaxed, my mind is relaxed, and my muscles are relaxed as they're building strength. Another win for me this week, if you guys saw my vlog, you saw that I ran into my doctor just kind of out and about in the community, and I was able to have a little bit of a conversation with her, which did ease my mind about some questions that I did have that I was going to kind of wait until I had a real appointment with her to talk about. But that was a win for me to have that impromptu doctor's appointment. If you'd like to hear more about that, run back and go look at my week 14 vlog. I think it's only about like 15 minutes. It shouldn't be that long, but we did talk about a lot of things, and it was very, very helpful for me, which I consider to be a win. My last win this week, which is not GLP-1 related, but it is because it's because of you guys. I reached 400 subscribers today, this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much to you guys who sit down and you watch my videos, you comment on my videos, you've subscribed to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. I think it was Patrice Denise who said, what are you doing with your time when you're not thinking about food? One thing I know I'm doing with my time is learning YouTube. I'm learning this. I'm learning how to communicate with other people that are across the world. And I really enjoy talking to you guys. I really enjoy going back and forth with you. And I really enjoy learning this whole YouTube process of filming and editing videos and sending them out for you guys. So thank you to the 400 of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you have not subscribed and you'd like to join this community, hit that button right now. Go ahead. If you're coming back every single week and you're watching me kind of drop weight and then not drop weight, right? And you're coming back every week, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? We'll be here. I'll wait for you. Come on, just hit the button. But anyways, thank you guys so much. That was a big win for me, and I really do appreciate you guys. So my goals for next week, I want to keep up with my exercise as always, keep up with my stretching and my meditation and kind of relaxing as always. But I want to really, really log all of my food this week in my Carb Manager app. And the reason that I want to start logging all my food in the Carb Manager app is because I'm really considering doing keto while on this GLP-1 journey. So before I even start doing a keto diet, I want to see what I'm eating. I want to make sure I'm tracking every single thing that I'm going to put in my mouth over the week so I can see where is my protein at. Where am I staying on track for all of my protein? Am I staying on track in my carbs? How much fat am I actually getting? Because I know on the keto diet, you have to eat a little bit more fat, a lot more protein, and a little bit of carbs. You're trying to keep those carbs, people say under 50, but I know in my calculations, it's usually been under like 20 to 30 net carbs that I'm eating. So I need to be able to track everything that I'm eating. And then I need to meal plan, not only for this week, but I want to start using that Carb Manager app to meal plan for when I do decide to start the keto diet. I don't know if I'm going to do that the week after next or wait until these last 2 shots in this 5 milligram box are over. I don't know when I'm going to do that yet, but I know I want to start planning for it because for me, keto is something that I have to really plan for. It's not just eat healthy. It's really looking at your macros, 100% looking at your macros and making sure you're meeting them at each and every day, because you could undereat significantly on keto and not get the protein that you need and not get the fiber that you need. And that is not something that I want to do. I want to make sure that if I choose to do this, I'm doing it in the most healthy way that I possibly can. So my goals for next week, keep up with my exercise, keep up with my stretching and my meditation just so I can relax, and then really start to look at my food intake and my macros in regards to my food intake so I can better meal plan for myself later on. All right, so what you guys have all actually been waiting for, my weigh-in. So for those of you that don't know, I started this journey off in July at 205.6 pounds. Last week, I gained a little bit of weight. I ended up gaining 0.7 pounds, but that brought my weight to 184.2. This week, I weighed in this morning, not all those other times that I weighed in this week, but this morning, I weighed in at 183.9. So no, I am not back down to my 22-pound weight loss, but that's okay. I am down 0.3 pounds, which brings my total weight loss for week 14 to 21.7 pounds. So there was a point that I had lost 22 pounds. Right now I'm at 21.7. It is what it is. And like I said to you guys before when I started this the second box of 5 milligram, When I started my second box of 2.5, I also didn't lose weight quickly or a lot of weight in that second month. I have a feeling that my fourth month is going to be very similar to that, and I'm okay with it. It's giving me time to really look at my own body and kind of examine what other things it is that I need to be doing to work on my strength training, to work on my stretching, my flexibility, and looking at all the other non-scale victory wins that I could potentially have while I'm not just dropping pounds. So one thing that I know I did, non-scale victory, just a bonus, it's fall. So I'm pulling out all of my vests, all of my coats, all of my jackets. A lot of them that were too tight last year, they fit. So I don't have to go buy any new jackets. I don't have to go buy any new vests. I didn't gain weight from last fall to this fall. I lost weight. So all those things fit, and they fit well with a little bit of space in them. So it feels really, really good to be able to put those things on and wear sweaters underneath some of those jackets and not feel like stuffed. And if you've had clothes that are a little bit too tight and you didn't want to go up a size, you know what I mean by that stuffed feeling in your clothes. It's not fun to have to put on a sweater and a coat and be like a marshmallow man in the coat. That's what I'm working on when I have these kind of not scale wins, but off scale wins, so non-scale victories. So that's it for this week, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get this to 500 subscribers. I would love that. I will see you guys next week for our 5-minute GLP-1 update. Bye, guys. Have a good week.